That's great. Um, that also that we're going to be working with Ninja Trader to have more people help, and the more help you do, the more I appreciate that. I like to be as available as I can, and that's I came here and I got pissed off. I'm like, I'm sorry, I lost my dog. It's a very upsetting weekend, so I'm sorry that I got pissed off at Discord because I'm saying we're not letting you in. I'm like, fuck you. But it's been a rough week, but we'll get through it. And as we come into the new year, I always want to help as many people as we can, and um, also want to you know, as I work with Ticker Talker, also want as my veterans to come along. They're like, oh, how come these people don't come? Like, they don't need me, man. Like, they get it. And I'm like, look, the technology there is not what we want just yet. I'm like, look, you need to have a community, right? Because I told them, I'm like, look, the other communities are so much better than ours. I'm like, look, you need to have it so all the chat you can see, and you can only see three posts. I'm like, no, look, everybody knows what I say. And yeah, we'll have new people, but we want to make it more user friendly where we can all be together. And then the way I'm looking at it is, is making a deal where, like, look, if you're a veteran stratter, I'm like, I want you in there because the community is what it's all about. Is what I told them. I'm like, look, yeah, I'm Rob, but like everybody treats the strat differently. Like some people have $5,000 accounts, some people have $1 million accounts, some people have all this, right? The community is what makes it important. And I'm like, is he here? Discord, Facebook. I'm like, look, and and so we're going to continue to work on how we can all be a big community. Also with Transpider, I'm like, I talked to Dan. I'm like, Dan, like, look, dude, I'm like, you don't. I mean, Transpider has done a lot for us with their scans, and I told Dan, I'm like, look, dude, I'm like, we need a scoreboard. We need a scoreboard. And I'm like, what I mean by that is like the market will trade in the direction of the most twos or failed twos going three with continuity. It has to. So if you want to know, if you want to have the most excellent scan, we need that. It's like if you have monthly, weekly, and daily, and you can tell me how many twos and failed twos are going three on that, I know exactly what the market's doing. I don't need to look at charts. That's exactly what's going to happen. And so I'm not sure how many of you are with me at Ticker Talker, or certainly on Twitter. But if you follow Lauren or a banker, right, we're going to be working together by the end of the next year, and we're going to be doing a lot of big things as far as the strat's concerned. Because I've been overly generous on how this works, and I'm working with more people on how we're going to trade this around the clock because it works in everything, right? And as much as I love to continue to do that, is that we want to trade this round the clock. Like most people say, Rob, I just want to live. And I'm like, okay, I get that. I'm going to help you live. And I get the distress calls. I get all this, and dude, I'm always on that. But as we get bigger, you see there's a bigger picture. And what I mean by that is that it works in everything. Like most of you know that I'm Christian. I try to help as many people as I can. I want to continue to do that. There's a point where we're going to take this to a whole nother level. And if I have to let down some other people, I'm going to help a lot more. So right now, let me continue to help you. Right? I'll stop by. I'll help you. And the good thing is too, was with this Discord with Facebook, you've got so many people that can help you. It doesn't have to be me. It's like I need Rob. I'm like, no, you don't. And I'll tell you why. Because I developed this, I discovered this, but there's a level of people that execute differently. And that's how you want to sign. That's how you want to be with. Who executes the way I think, right? And so we're always going to have this kind of separate groups. Who executes the way I do? Who has an account the way I do? And so you're going to have Sunday is presently my protege, and she's going to help with that. But also, all of you are doing that same thing and saying, look, here's my account size. I've got people who have $5,000. I got people who have $10,000. I got people that have $1,000,000, $1,000,000,000, right? So you want to be able to hook up with those, right? And say, here's what I'm doing. And that's where the Benzinga really comes through, where Jermaine says, like, I got a small account. Yeah, he's got another job, but he's like, look, here's how I do it. Sarah, here's how I do it. Edie, here's how I do it. Right. And so Benzinga has been a huge help to us on that point. And so I can't personally, I mean, for the thousands of 40,000 people are like, Rob, can you help me? I'm like, yeah, but use each other first is all I ask. I'm like, I'm going to be here and I'm going to try and help you, but I'm like, use each other first. If that makes sense. Hold on, I'm going to just put some ice in my cocktail here and I'll be right back. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, try Target. The kids want to go there.
They do? We'll try it. What are you going to try? Stop looking at that.
You want to lay down here, but
Uh-huh. When's fun? When is it? I bet you
well, we're not leaving yet. They're getting ready. I didn't turn it. I didn't turn it. Oh, I'm listening to some guy on Discord.
Sure. Got a new computer. You hear me? Check, check.
Yeah, we can hear you, Rob.
Okay. Well, then sit your country ass down, cause right now it's like sit your country ass down, man. It's like we're here, and here's the thing, man. The strat is the thing. That's it. If there is nothing else, right? So if you're hearing my voice, I know you believe that. And so what we want to do is to make sure that everybody's okay, right? And so that's why we have a community. When there's people that just get this, man. You just get it, man. They just crush. And there's people that don't get it. And those are the people we want to help until we can't. And I mean, and what I mean by that is that you got to take direction. You got to listen to me. When I say follow this, just trade the 30-60 gappers, just do that. And people don't do that. I'm like, how am I supposed to help you? Right? So if you're struggling, come see me at free trial at Ticker Talker. If you're not, well, then help other people. I mean, definitely be like, look, here's this, here's the 312, here's the this. And you don't have to be the master of the whole thing, right? If you just trade one thing, two reversals happen so often. When I first showed Dan at TrendSpider, What I've shown him, he was just stunned. And he's like, two reversals happen all the time. I'm like, yeah, they do. Yes, they do. And when they kick back into full time frame continuity, bam. I'm like, so do that. I'm always willing to help you. And you guys know that. Be that person too. That I'm here tonight. And yeah, I got pissed off. I'm like, it's been a rough weekend. I'm like, if you ever been a dog owner, you understand what I'm talking about. But we're gonna do the best we can this year. I'm gonna be working full time with Lauren. If you know Lauren from the chat, and but I like being able to have this opportunity to talk with you, and also never feel like you're cheating me. And I want to be very clear about that. A lot of people are like, oh, here's how we can get around paying Rob. I'm like, don't do that. Always think about here's how we can help other people, right? That's what I'm about. And I'm like, I'm not about your money. I'm like, oh well, we're not gonna pay him, in this. We already know this. I'm like, don't be that guy. Don't feel that way. All right. The strat is how we're gonna help more people. Period. And that's all I care about. I don't care about if you pay me to see in my chat room or whatever. I don't care about that. Let's help as many people as we can, and let's change this business because we know technical analysis is a goddamn lie. It's a lie, dude. These 90% of people lose, and they're going to keep doing this, and they've been doing it for 100 years. Sometimes, you'll hear me go off on it. I'm like, I try to choose to be strategically about that, because I've got, a lot of good friends that, they're like, that do that. But I've been in this business 32 years, and I'm telling you right now, technical analysis has taken down more accounts than anything we could ever imagine. So we just keep doing the strat, and keep telling people about it, and helping people because this is bar none the game changer. We've done it. We figured it out, and you wouldn't be listening to me if you didn't believe that. So when you get a chance to talk to your friends or people and be like, look, here's how it works. It's 1, 2, 3, and it's time for continuity, and that's it. Period. That's it. There is no trend lines. There is no head and shoulders. That's bullshit. And so, not to rant a bit, but I have to. I have to because I've been in this business a long time. That stuff has hurt more people. I have friends who've been homeless after working on the floor because of listening to this stuff. And so, if I get a little pissed about it, you'll you'll see these guys that what they do is they have good risk management. That's great, but 90% of the people that listen to them are going to lose. And what they're going to do is they're going to feel shame, and they're going to say, "Oh, I didn't work hard enough. I didn't do this." I'm like, it's wrong. It's like you. One of the things, one of the presentations I really miss that I don't have from the companies that shall not be named was I spoke in New York, and when I did, I used the I talked about scientific method. What I said was straight up, like if you use scientific method when it comes to trading, it doesn't make any sense. It's like RSI, MACD, all this is based on um, momentum, which price can't possibly have because I went to college, and in college they told me that momentum is mass times velocity. Price doesn't have mass. It's not possible. It's not possible for that to work. So it's not that it doesn't work. It's not possible. So once we understand that, and I'm not going to go on a total rant because you're listening to me right now. Strat. That's it. That strat is based on truth, has to work, and then it's a matter of execution, right? And so even if you lose, you know why. And so we need to continue to help you. If you're not winning with the strat, oh, we'll put you in the right people, right? But you're in the right neighborhood, right? The strat is how it works. Like everything else is bullshit, total bullshit. And the people that make money without the strat are trading the strat without knowing that they're trading the strat. And they're using risk management, which is good, which is great, but they have no idea. And that's why our worst guy could destroy anybody's best guy. Because anybody's best guy, as long as he learns how to execute. So I'll be very clear about that, man. Like, that the one of the things I like about Discord, I was so pissed. I spilled a drink on my laptop last night and I was done. And Discord is saying, like, oh, you're already logged in. I'm like, fuck, man. I'm like, look, don't tell me I'm already logged in. When I log in, you let me in. I was like, so sorry about pissed about that and my dog and all these kind of things. But I always love all of you that come here to listen because it's not about me too. I mean, there are people that can execute the strat ridiculously better than I can. This is ridiculous. And I'm like, that's great, and a lot of them are more than willing to be like, look, like Lightning Jim Bradley. Are you kidding me? This guy trades a minute a day. This guy trades a minute a day. If you know him, a minute. He trades for a minute. Bam. And yes, he's trading a lot of size and coming in. And I get that. That's not everybody's ball game. But I've known him for a long time. He lost $300,000 when XIV went to zero. And he found his niche. He's like, I'm gonna trade size for a minute a day because I think he had like maybe 7 losing days last year. And yeah, I'm like, dude, if you trade a minute a day, maybe you want to trade more. He's like, nope, that's my game. 1 minute a day. Bam. And you'll see, everybody meets uh, their niche with the strats. And I say that all the time. I'm like, look, it's going to you're going to acclimate to yourself. And what is it? And that's when you work with me, and when people come to work with me, I'm like, look, tell me who you are, what your account size is, what you're looking to do, and it will acclimate to you. Say, okay, I've got $50,000, I've got $20,000, I've got another job, I want to do this full time, and it's always a matter of trying to gauge what everybody's thing is. And that's why when people come to me, I said, look, give me an email. Who are you? What do you got? What are you doing? What are you thinking? And then I can put people with you. There'll be different groups of shredders that are thinking certain things. Like with options, it's like there's certain people that you'd want to know about the Greeks. Be like, we're looking for a gamma spike, 2 magnitude, then sell before theta burn, and you can reverse on that. There's so many things that you can do, and most people want it to be simplified. And I understand that. And that's why I said when the first people come to me, I'm like, look, you're only going to trade the first gaps on a 30 or 60 reversal, not a continuation. And like, what's that? I'm like, come see me tomorrow. I'll be back in the power hour. I teach once a week, usually on Monday. Next week it's going to be tomorrow because Marco's closed. But it's not that hard. It really is not that hard. And one of the things I say to people is, look, do what I tell you to do. Right? If you lose money, yell at me. I can take it. But if you bring me something and try and do it yourself, I can't help you. Like you do what I tell you to do. If you lose money, yell at me. Just do what I tell you to do. Trust me. Trust me on this one. You're like, but I gotta do this. I'm like, nope, nope. And I'll tell you this too. Usually women are better. Guys bring me baggage. And the women are like, Rob, what do I do? I'm like, do that. And they do it. And they do it. And so some of my best traders are women, but I don't want to go off on the guys, but fuck. I mean, you bring me baggage and be like, yeah, Rob, well, I was just thinking of this. I'm like, oh, were you? Were you just thinking that? I'm like, dude, I don't care what you think. Dude, do it our way. And the ladies just tend to just go, bam, bam. I'm like, Rob, what should I do? When it does that, hit that. Boom. And they do it. And yeah, and getting late. You guys have any questions? I think that anybody here can ask me a question, right? Just set the audio output. He said, hold on a second.
Hey, Rob, can you hear me?
I can.
Hey, this is Tim from New Jersey. I hope you're doing well. I'm on Tinker Talker with you every day. I'm a newer trader, and it's just been fantastic watching you and learning from you and the rest of the group here. I gotta say that the veterans on Discord and Facebook make it really, really good. Like you were saying, you're one person, and it's so hard to handle now. I guess 40,000 people. Uh, you know, and I see the same people or the same, I would say, new people coming every day now to Facebook, and I was that person just a few weeks ago. I'm wondering if there's any plan to have any sort of remedial service like you do, maybe on like a newer, slower version for new people, so that it can help capture some of the some of the legwork that you and all the other vets are handling on a daily basis, just trying to field questions and the same questions over and over again, like what's the strat, what's a 1, 2, or 3, what's an inside bar, what's an outside bar kind of thing. Any
No,
thought about that, or does that make
yeah,
sense?
no. It's. I mean, having such a big following, I constantly have what we call "Hey Rob," where there's so many people asking me questions. So one of the things we're going to do is can have like my protege Sunday is going to help out and be like, look, here's the slower version. Here, just relax. I mean, people come to me distressed, really distressed, and be like, look, man, I'm getting killed. I'm like, dude, stop, Trey, stop. And so we're gonna have Sundays is going to help out as we slowly build the new course. It's I've got some more people that have stepped in saying that look, they're professionals of building a course as opposed to just telling you about how people learn. That's going to be very important. So um, as we go forward, it's yeah, I'm doing as much as I can, man. Like I said, I'm here. Um, the main thing is going to be that um, sticking to very simplistic strat and saying that look, if you only trade things that have full time frame continuity, good things will tend to happen. Period. Period. Stick to that.
Okay, right? He's a little drunk. But
Right? Stick to that. That's where people are like, oh, it goes into beast mode. I'm like, yeah, it did. I'm like, these are aggressive buyers. So in the course that I'll be talking about very soon is that, look, if you stick to this, good things tend to happen, right? You'll see ninjas like Jay Hayes and stuff like doing 1 minute reversals and stuff like that. If you stick to simply sticking to full time frame continuity, good things tend to happen. You shouldn't lose. And if you do, you stop out fast. But if you don't, you hold because everything, the buyers are taking that. So does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely does. And you're right. You are one person, and I hear every day you're trying to help, all these different people, and I love the hey Robs that you throw out there every day. It's hilarious. Uh, but yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you, and right on for everything you do, and thanks so much for what you do and what you've taught. It's fantastic. I have a hard time convincing my uncle who worked on Wall Street for decades, who's close to 70, like throw away this technical analysis stuff. Look at the strat. He's like, what are you, crazy? I'm not throwing that away. But yeah, awesome stuff, man. Awesome stuff.
Yeah. The good thing is it's not so hard to tell them too. Like, we'll see this. It's like, look, the buyers are taking the offer. Like, so long as that's happening, we want to be involved. Like, well, my dad, I'm gonna dig up my father passed away 9 years ago in a couple weeks, and I got a last picture of him that I showed him the strat. He didn't totally get it, but he was proud of me. He's like, my son is on something. And um, the last picture I have of him, he brought two of his friends down for World War II vets. And he's like, my mother died when I was 2. And so I was a spoiled brat for a long time. Like I didn't have to work or do anything. And I didn't want to work. And then I came back, and then I used to see the Grateful Dead a lot, 300 shows. And my dad was like, I was on my way back to see the Grateful Dead and the East Coast from Colorado, and I wasn't working. And my dad just railed on me. He's like, you're a fucking bum. You're a nothing, dude. What am I supposed to tell my friends? By the time he died, I was the hardest working man in our business. And I said, look, man, I figured it out. Look at this. And he was so proud of me that he brought two of his friends down here that were World War II vets. And I'm very proud of that I turned that around. I'm like, dude, you're a bum. I'm like, not a bum. I'm like, badass. I'm like, look at this. And so as we begin to mourn my dad's passing coming the second week of February, very proud of that, man. My dad was like, my son's a badass. My son is a badass. Can you imagine that feeling? You're a scumbag. You're a nothing to. You're a badass. That meant so much to me. I wanted to prove that to him. He didn't totally get it. They didn't totally get it. They knew I was onto something. And my uncle was here too when they came. And I pointed out a try. I'm like, where's it going? Like down there. Like, boom, 5 minutes down there. It's like, how'd you know that? I'm like, we know how price action works. Right? When it breaks that, it's going down there. Then we don't know. But that was quite a moment. I'm gonna dig up that picture. It's for my kids and stuff like that. But fucking A, man. I showed him what was up. When I showed him the strat, I was like, there's there it goes. And as all of you listening to my voice, as stratters, we know. He's like, where's it going? If it fails this, it's going down there. If it fails this, it's going there. And you just look at other traders and they just have no clue. Like if you don't trade the strat, they have no clue. Well, I think this could be a support level and do this. I'm like, no, if it fails, it's going down there. And then if it goes down there, then we don't know. Then if it reverses, it's going to go up here. Right? If I'm lying, I'm dying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. You guys know that. And the thing is, where people ask me a lot is that, well, Rob, if everybody knows the strat, would it still work? I get this question a lot. I'm like, definitely, it has to. It's impossible to not be 1, 2, or 3. Also, it's important to understand that people have different size accounts, and you have to get in and you have to get out. So that when people ask me if it's still going to work, it's like, look, if I got $1 billion, I want to get out. It's still got to. I'm going to sell into exhaustion risk, right? All this kind of stuff. That it still has to work. It's impossible for the strat not to work. And so, because we have to get in and we have to get out, and we all have different account sizes. So, and also that you'll have guys that will, in the future, say that we believe in this company and using full time frame continuity to the downside to get in. Be like, I want to buy this thing as cheap as I can. You know, like, I don't care about this. I'm like, I think this thing's going to go up in the next 20 years, but I have so much size to buy. I need full time frame continuity to the downside to buy it, right? So you're always going to have that. There's always going to be these different ways that people are using the strats, but it's not going away. This is the future, and I'm so happy that you're with us to do this because it's not going away. Like, technical analysis is going away. That's definitely going away. It's so stupid. It makes no sense that it's going away. I see a bunch of people here where I don't know if I have to unmic them or if anybody has a question or something.
Hey, Rob, thanks for making the time for all of us tonight. Appreciate it. I had a quick question for you for someone who's newer to the strat. Certainly love what you've built in the community. Really excited to be a part. One of the questions I had was, when trading on a 30 and 60 time frame in full continuity off of the gap list, can you talk a little bit about entry strategy and whether or not you put a buy stop order on, just above the previous 30 or 60-minute candle? And you mentioned in one video a stop 1 cent below the bid. Can you talk a little bit to that, just so that I'm clear on the best way to enter in some of these breaks?
Yeah. So one of the things we'll do is when I go through the morning gap list, there's 2 things I'll say. I'll say you have exhaustion risk or pivot machine gun coming back through previous range. So it's not that one is better than the other. It's that understanding what we're up against. What I mean by that is that a lot of people will refuse to short something coming down because it's green on the month and the week. However, if it gaps up, that might be it. All the buyers are exhausted. That's it. And we come back through in reverse down. So what we want to do then is concentrate on the daily and weekly, because as far as I know, I'm sorry, the daily and 60, because as far as we know, that the monthly and weekly guys, they might have just been exhausted. They bought out all they wanted, right? And so then it does a reverse 2-2 reversal. So we want to be aware of that. And then if we have a gap that's not so much, that's coming back through a previous range, we want to know about that too, because we know that anybody who's been longing this thing, especially if it's good news and comes back through the previous range, oh man, we know where their stops are. They're going to be on previous pivots. They're going to be on where they got in, and they're going to destroy them. So we go through that during the morning and say, look, if something's rallied and then bad news comes out, oh, we're going to just destroy them. They're going to come back through. So we never want to evaluate the actual news. We want to evaluate who's positioned where. Always who's positioned where. And say, okay, if these guys are long and they got this is not working out. Boom, take them all out, right? Because we know that the trading is about where you're positioned, not what's actually happening or what you think, right? But where are you positioned? We're always in your face. How are you positioned? And where's your stop? And we know that because we know how people have been taught. They've been taught stop yourself even or off of well-known pivots. So when things price comes back through that, here's one of the most important things is that we also know that most trading, over 70% of trading is algorithmic trading. It's automated trading. And they might go off the VWAP, they might do this, whatever. But if they've been told to buy or sell, that when these stops go off, it removes liquidity. What that means is that they are not able to buy the stock that or sell the stock that they want, right? And it makes price move faster, right? Because it's removing liquidity. And if you tell me, if I've told my computer to buy me 1,000 shares, but people are getting stopped out, my 1,000 shares is not at a penny, it's 50 cents, it's a buck. It's running it through. So we want to understand the mechanics of what's actually happening, right? And so when we do that, we can make the computers work for us. We know that that's going to occur. It's definitely occurring. It has to. So I'm not sure if I rambled on this a bit, but I can't stress enough coming back through previous range with time frame continuity. When things occur matters. I mean, most traders will say, I want to buy if it breaks this level. I'm like, well, yeah, that I get. That's fine. But when does that occur? Does it happen on Monday morning? Does it happen on Tuesday at 10:30? Does it happen on Thursday? Does it happen on Friday? That matters. When things occur matters. Definitely matters. And I can't stress that enough. Be like, look, man, I'm not gonna buy this thing on what you call a breakout 5 minutes into the close on Friday. You're out of your mind. Yeah. And what Friday is it? Is it the first Friday of the month? Is it the second Friday of the month? This all matters. I've been doing this coming up on 32 years, man. I was proud of that because I never done this before, but I sent a friend to Northwestern in Columbia who's really hardworking guy. Recommendations. I've never done that, but I did that this week. But anyway, I'm like, you guys come out here, you will listen. It's big, you know. You know how much we kick ass. You know how much I want to kick ass for you or say things, you know. And the strat is the truth. The strat, it's not even close, man. And if you hear my voice, you know that. It's not even close. Dude, oh, this could be a breakout. Sit your country ass down, shut up, and we want to be respectful of people. I mean, I love people, man. And I'll see all these guys, I'm like, and I love them. Trader Stewie and all these guys, I love them. They don't know. Well, we know. And if they're profitable, that's great. All we know is if they knew what we know, they would be so much more profitable. I mean, and that's okay. They're our friends. Sometimes I go off on some people. That's only because if I think they're going to hurt people. That's it. But for the most part, yeah, you got Sarah, you got Jermaine, you got Dee. Take your level up. I mean, and straight up, man, I'm like, there wouldn't be a Discord, there wouldn't be a thing if there wasn't people that cared about you. I'm one of those people, and people that set up the strat Discord care about you. All the things that we have, people care. And if you have a tough time, damn yes, send me an email. Robert Smith and Black. And as much as it's sometimes too much, we've got Sundays going to help out. We've got people going to help out, man. We are not going to let you go down. That's one thing I will never let happen. Yeah, I might have I might be tired, but I'm not going to let you down. If there's any way I cannot let you down. And the people here you can see that run Switch, here, they're not gonna let you down either. You're gonna be like, all right, we'll talk to Rob. Yeah, okay, cool. I'm like, okay, I got 500 people to talk to Rob. I'm like, I'm always gonna do the right thing for you. But we're always gonna have the right people here, the right people at Facebook, the right people to help you. You guys hear me? I'll make sure you hear me because I'm not hearing you. Okay, Chuck. I see a lot of people smiling and stuff like that. I can't stress enough that yeah, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna be places, but there's so many people that need to be your first go-to, right? I can't be everybody's first go-to. It's just too much. But guys like John Clark, to the Facebook, that's all these people that execute, go there first. Is all I ask. Go there first. Let me be your last bastion of oh man, I'm dying. I'm like, all right, but and usually when it's that, you're probably not getting it. But use all these people, use all these other things, like I'll be here and I'll talk, but usually it's the only people that don't succeed is the desperate that come to me. I'm telling you right now. I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm like, look at all these people that are willing to help you. Look at this. You have Discord, you have Facebook, you have all these things, right? And so let me be the last bastion, right? Because normally people that come to me after all this are the people that are not going to make it. And it pains me, but like, look at this. Look at Discord, look at Facebook, look at all this information you have. And I'm always going to be there to help. But I'm going to tell you right now, man, the people that don't use this information and then finally come to me are usually the people that don't make it. I'm going to tell you right now, man. I'm going to tell you right now. I don't get it. I'm like, yep, that's it. I'm sorry, man. I'm like, I try, and I will try. I always do my best, but use the groups, man. Use the Discord. Use the Facebook. Use the people. Like, my job is pretty much to run the show during the day. But if you don't get it from this group and you don't get it from the Facebook group, you probably don't get it. And it sucks, man. I hate that. Man, I hate that's true, but it is. And these guys come and I'm like, dude, how are you not getting it from the Discord and the Facebook group? And then you come to me. It's painful for me, but it's true. Most people get it, right? On some level. The people that don't, they're either not going to work or it's painful. It's so painful to see. I'm like, you're not an idiot. I'm like, I'm a total idiot. I'm like, you just said you're an idiot. But that happens, and
Hey Rob, this is
that
Kevin.
happens. Hey, Kev, what's
Hey.
up, man?
So yeah, guys, what he just said, that's so key. Like if you are on Discord, you're on the Facebook, you're on Twitter, you've watched all his stuff and you're still not getting it, you're probably not going to get it because it's all out there. It really is. I mean, you might not get some of the more nuanced things about it, but with everything that's out there, you should be killing it. And I know I'm one of the more contrary kind of people. Like I tell it like it is a lot of the time, but it is true that there's so much out there that, you know, if you're not getting it, just reach out, like say something and we'll help you.
Right on, man. I'm like fucking free, dude. I'm like people I'm working at TikTok and like, well, how are we supposed to make any money if you get it free? I'm like, I don't really care about making money. I care about helping people. It's fucking free. Look at my fucking YouTube. Look at this. I'm like, if you don't get it, I'm like, you pay me to help you get it. And
I mean, if they're not getting it, it's got to be something to do with your execution. Maybe you're confused about your execution. It's how you're managing your stop loss. So there's something about it that you're not getting, because like Rob and most of us, we don't teach you how to execute. Like the mechanics of your trading platform, nobody really goes into that very much. So like that's expected that you already know that. So
right, and it's like, oh man. So it's like I look forward to the 3-day weekend so much, but it's still work. I'm like, still want you all to get it. I'm like, look, we figured it out. This is how it works. Right? So don't even think about trading anything but the strat, because you're stupid if you do that. You're definitely stupid if you do that. So the question is, how do you execute it? And that's where I say, look, talk to me. Talk to me. What size account do you have? Do you have 5,000, 10,000, a million? What do you have? Because that's going to matter on how you're going to execute. But, I mean, shit, I'm like, I think everybody in the sound of my voice understands the strat is real. The strat's the thing. That's it. It's a matter of how we're going to deal with this. Right? And so, yeah, I mean, I give it away. I get paid to help you do that. And I hate to say that because I'm like, everybody's like, oh, you're a scummer. I'm like, I'm not a scummer, dude. I'm like, look, I can customize it for you. but I got to know who the fuck you are, you know, and we'll see how that goes. But I'm like, I came back here, I'm free, doing all the stuff, and I mean, I think everybody knows I'm a good guy.
Hey Rob, I've been meaning to ask you, how's your Discord now? Are you all set? You got it on your laptop and your phone? Like, can you just click on it and get in real easily now?
Yeah, I spilled a drink on my laptop last night, so I had to get a new one. And so I got that. But having a tough time losing my doggy.
Right.
I think any dog owner can understand that. Been a rough weekend without my dog.
So, but you see how like you just open it up and you can click right in with the strat room.
Yeah,
right?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay.
Sorry about my rants.
Hey, so Doctor and me, Kay Harris, we actually came from IT careers. So if you ever have any issues in the future, you can just DM us on Twitter. We're both on there. I'm at Snives. I think you're already friends with me on there.
Yeah, I'll do that. Just, like I said, it's a tough couple days.
Yep.
I love my doggy so much, and it was awful. Just she suffered, and for all you dog owners, you probably know it is awful. And you know that I want to be here, and you know I want to help people. And, I was just pissed when it says, "She's like, you're already logged in." I'm like, fuck you! I'm not logged in. I'm trying to help people, and so I got extra pissed. So just bear with me on that.
Yep. You don't have to worry about that here. Everybody's going to be infinitely patient. It's like whatever you got to do. People are going to be very understanding.
Cool. So I'm gonna sign out, and love y'all, and I'm gonna go to bed. We'll see you here soon. But cheers to my lucky doggy. I miss her so much. And for all you dog owners, I'm sure you can understand that. It's been a horrible few days, but I fought back to come back here to help as many people as we can. It's been tough. It's been tough, and so